Our first big step on the Candlebox is getting some lumber and starting to cut it into smaller, more manageable pieces. That's called rough cutting. We do not cut it to its final length. We cut it to a rough length, which is typically 1 inch, 2 inches longer than what your final length is going to be. When you go to do this, you have to do what's known as layout. You can make cardboard or paper templates of your pieces and arrange them on here. That's a nice idea if you have the time or if your teacher has those available to you. If not, we need to get out our project information sheet. I have mine here on my clipboard. And we need to measure everything out. Before we cut, have me approve it before you start cutting. So what I'm going to do is I can either use a Sharpie or a piece of chalk. If you're using Sharpie, make sure you know when it's okay to use Sharpie and when it's not okay to use Sharpie. If you're not sure, just use pencil or chalk. All right? So on our Candlebox, the first thing we're going to do is lay out for our 3 sides. 2 of those pieces are going to become our long sides of the box, and then the third piece later will be cut in half to become the 2 ends of the box. All right, so we're starting with 3 pieces. To measure this out, I can go to the tool cabinet, I can get a tape measure, or I can get a 2-foot ruler. A 1-foot ruler is not going to work for you. All right, so make sure you get one that's 18 inches or 24 inches long. As I look at my sheet, the 3 sides are 13 inches long. Okay? Well, I need to examine my board, number 1. Is my board wide enough for what I need? Okay, it needs to be at least 5 inches wide. This board is 7 inches wide, so that's good. I also need to check for any defects. Now, most of the lumber we get here at Pembridge High School is pretty free of defects, and it's a pretty decent quality product that we get. However, what you might run into are staples and nails. Those are very harmful to our machines. Or on the end of the board, you might have what's known as a check or a crack. We don't want to involve those. So this end of the board actually has that. So I could measure in and start away from that stuff. All right. It looks like the end of it is about here. I'll go another 2 inches just to be safe. And that's where I could cut. But I could also come to this end, which looks pretty good and free, and I could start doing my layout here. So I'm going to mark for 3 pieces at 13 inches. Now, because we are rough cutting, I don't have to be perfectly straight, all right? You gotta be close. Don't be real sloppy with a line like this. Fairly straight. But I don't need to go get a square out of the cabinet to make these lines. If I want to do that, I certainly can. If you want to use the ruler this way to just make sure you have a nice looking line, that's fine. What do? I just use my eyes and draw these lines. Once I've done that, most important thing is I need to put my name on it. That way I know it's mine. Okay? So I'll write my name. The next thing I need to do is write the part name on it. That way I don't get confused what was what. So I'm going to write the word side on here because that's the part of the box I'm about to rough cut. The other thing I like to do is I like to circle my cut lines. That way I know for sure, because what if I messed up? I can't erase marker. I could scribble it out, but now things are getting messy. So I like circling my lines to make sure I know where I'm cutting. At this point now, if I'm using the same kind of wood for my lid and my bottom, I could lay those out. What's my most important thing right now? Getting my sides, because that's what we're going to work on first. But I have room here. Maybe I'm sharing this with a partner. Okay, they need to mark out their sides. If I'm not sharing it with a partner, why don't I lay out for my bottom and my lid? The rough length on those is also 13 inches. So this project for our rough layout is fairly easy because everything is 13 inches. What do I need to do? Write my name, write the part name. Okay, Mr. P, bottom, Mr. P, lid. I'll circle where I'm cutting. Now what do I need to do? I need to call over the teacher to get this approved before I can start cutting it.